The aliens didn't attack Earth. They didn't invade. They didn't even threaten humanity. Instead, they dumped their garbage on us. A rusting, centuries-old warship, the size of a city, appeared in Earth's orbit and was abandoned without a word. The Galactic Council laughed. The great powers mocked us. Let the primitives have the scrap metal. But 20 years later, when the same alien civilizations saw that ship again, their laughter stopped, because humanity hadn't repaired the ancient warship. Humanity had turned it into a nightmare, and the galaxy was about to learn the most dangerous lesson in its history. Never give humans something broken. Year 2189. Humanity had finally reached the stars. Well, technically, we had colonies on Mars, mining stations around Jupiter, and experimental fusion drives that could barely crawl between nearby systems. Compared to the rest of the galaxy, humanity was centuries behind. The Galactic Council officially classified Earth as a developing species, a polite way of saying primitive. Most alien civilizations ignored humanity. Others treated humans like amusing children. Then one morning, every telescope on Earth detected something impossible. A gigantic object appeared near the moon. The object was nearly 30 kilometers long, covered in scars, covered in battle damage, covered in rust like alien corrosion. It looked dead. Ancient. Forgotten. And it was heading toward Earth. Global. Panic exploded. Governments prepared for invasion. Military fleets launched. Emergency broadcasts filled every screen. But the ship never attacked, never communicated, never even activated weapons. It simply entered orbit. And stopped. For 3 terrifying weeks nobody approached it. Then an alien transmission arrived. Not from the ship. From the Galactic Council itself. The message was surprisingly short. Apologies. Disposal vessel released an incorrect system. The entire planet stared at the screen. Disposal vessel? The Council representative continued. The vessel is obsolete military equipment scheduled for dismantlement. Silence spread across Earth. Then came the second message. If desired, local species may retain ownership. Retain ownership? They were giving us their trash. The galaxy's social networks exploded with laughter. Humans became a joke overnight. Videos spread everywhere. Alien comedians made fun of Earth. Commentators mocked humanity. Congratulations, humans. You inherited a junkyard, the largest garbage dump in the galaxy. The Council expected Earth to dismantle the vessel for raw materials. Instead, humanity became obsessed. The ship was designated GV-991. No translation existed for its original name. Boarding teams entered months later. What they discovered changed everything. The vessel wasn't centuries old. It was over 2,000 years old. It came from a forgotten galactic war. A war so devastating that entire civilizations had vanished. The ship itself was a technological miracle. Its armor could survive direct stellar eruptions. Its reactors generated power beyond anything humanity possessed. Its computers were primitive by alien standards, but godlike compared to ours. The aliens considered it obsolete. Humans considered it magic. Scientists worked day and night. Engineers slept beside alien machinery. Universities reorganized entire departments around studying the vessel. For 10 years the ship became humanity's greatest project, and every year the galaxy laughed harder. What are they doing? It's scrap metal. They'll never understand it. But humans kept working, because humans saw something aliens, DIDN, single quotes, T. Potential. Dr. Elena Reyes saw it first, a propulsion engineer from Earth's Lunar Research Institute. One night she stared at the vessel's ancient drive core. Something felt wrong. The drive wasn't damaged, it wasn't incomplete, it was inefficient. Extremely inefficient. Humanity's entire civilization had been built on making things more efficient. Cars, aircraft, computers, fusion reactors, everything. Aliens replaced old technology. Humans upgraded it. There was a difference, a huge difference. Months later, Elena made a discovery. One that changed human history forever. The ancient drive system wasn't operating at maximum output. Not even close. Its creators had intentionally limited it. Built-in restrictions, safety controls, thousands of them. She removed one. Power increased 12%. She removed another 21%, then 40%, then 80%. Soon scientists realized something shocking. The aliens had spent thousands of years prioritizing safety and standardization. Humans prioritized performance. The difference was enormous. Within 5 years, humanity had transformed the ancient engine into something its original creators wouldn't recognize, and that was only the beginning. The first warning signs appeared across the galaxy. Human ships started breaking speed records. Then they shattered them. Then they destroyed them completely. Human cargo. Vessels became faster than military cruisers. Human mining ships outran pirate fleets. Human exploration. Craft reached systems previously considered inaccessible. Alien observers were confused. How? The answer terrified them. Humans weren't inventing new technology. They were improving old technology. Rapidly. Aggressively. Relentlessly. Every upgrade created 10 more upgrades. Every improvement revealed another hidden possibility. Humanity was evolving faster than anyone predicted, but nobody was truly worried. Not yet. Then the Vorak Empire invaded Earth. Vorak were one of the galaxy's regional powers. Massive. Aggressive. Confident. They believed humanity was still weak. Still primitive. Still harmless. Their fleet entered the Sol system with over 400 warships. Earth's defenses looked insignificant. The outcome seemed obvious. The Galactic Council expected a surrender within hours. Instead, something emerged from behind Jupiter. Something impossible. Something terrifying. GV-991. The discarded warship. Except it no longer looked ancient, or obsolete. Or abandoned. Its black armor glowed with blue energy. Massive weapon arrays covered its surface. Entire sections had been rebuilt. Others had been redesigned. Alien observers struggled to identify the vessel. Technically, it was the same ship. Practically, it was a monster. Then humanity transmitted a message. Thank you for your generous donation. The battle lasted 11 minutes. The Vorak fleet never reached Earth. Across the galaxy, military analysts replayed combat recordings thousands of times. Nothing made sense. The warship's shields exceeded theoretical limits. Its weapons fired faster than physically possible. Its maneuverability ignored accepted engineering principles. The vessel performed like a machine from the future, because in many ways, it was. Humanity had spent 20 years modifying every system, questioning every assumption, ignoring every tradition, breaking every rule. The aliens had discarded the ship because it was old. Humans had transformed it because it was unfinished. The distinction changed. History. The Galactic Council panicked. Investigations began immediately. Experts examined battle footage. The conclusions were alarming. Humanity's upgrades were spreading fast. Every civilian ship, every military vessel. Every colony, every station. Humans applied the same philosophy. Everywhere. Nothing was sacred. Nothing was final. Everything could be improved. Alien civilizations realized they had made a terrible mistake. For thousands of years they had become comfortable. Stable. Predictable. Humanity wasn't. Humanity was chaos directed toward progress, and chaos was accelerating. 5 years later, a crisis emerged from deep space. An ancient machine civilization known as the Devourers returned. Entire star systems disappeared. Planetary defenses collapsed. Galactic fleets were annihilated. The Devourers had destroyed civilizations long before humanity reached space. Now they were back, and stronger than ever. Panic swept the galaxy. The Council assembled the largest fleet in history. 20,000 warships, hundreds of species. The battle was catastrophic. The fleet lost. Badly. Millions died. The galaxy faced extinction. Then a signal appeared. Human signal. One simple message. We have an idea. Every surviving commander groaned. Human ideas were infamous. Dangerous. Unpredictable. Often insane, yet somehow effective. The galaxy had no alternatives. So they listened. 6 months later, the Devourers entered the Orion corridor. Waiting for them was a fleet unlike anything ever built. Not human. Not alien. Both. Human engineers had combined technologies from dozens of civilizations, improved all of them, modified all of them, rebuilt all of them. At the center floated the original vessel. GV-991. The discarded warship, the galaxy's garbage, the ship that started everything. Except now it was nearly unrecognizable. Its size had doubled. Its reactors burned like miniature stars. Its weapons generated gravitational storms. Entire fleets traveled inside its shadow. The Devourers attacked. Reality itself seemed to break. Stars vanished behind. Energy storms. Space twisted. Fleets collided across millions of kilometers. For 17 hours the battle raged. Then suddenly the Devourer flagship exploded, followed by another. And another and another, until silence returned. The Devourers were gone. For the first time in galactic history, they had been defeated completely. Months later, representatives from every major civilization gathered around Earth. The atmosphere felt strangely emotional. Many of those species would not exist without humanity, without the ancient warship. Without one unbelievable accident. The council chairman approached the human delegation. His species had once laughed the loudest. He looked toward the massive vessel, visible in orbit, the legendary ship. Then he asked the question everyone wanted answered. Why? Why did you succeed where everyone else failed? Humanity's representative smiled. A simple smile the kind that had frustrated aliens for decades. Then she answered, "Because when you saw garbage, we saw possibilities." Silence filled the chamber. She continued, "You discarded the ship because it was old. We loved it because it still had potential. You stopped asking how things could improve. We never stopped." The chairman looked at the enormous vessel, again at the machine that had saved the galaxy. The machine his civilization had once thrown away, and finally he understood. Humanity's greatest strength was never technology, never ships. Never weapons. It was something much more dangerous. Humans looked at limits. And treated them like suggestions. Even thousands of years later, every engineering academy in the galaxy teaches the same lesson. The lesson is engraved on monuments, printed in textbooks, and carved into the hull of the legendary warship that still orbits Earth. A warship once considered worthless. A warship once thrown away like garbage. The inscription reads, "Be careful what you give humanity, because humans never see what something is. They only see what it could become." And somewhere among the stars, entire civilizations still remember the day they laughed at Earth, right before humanity turned their discarded scrap metal into the galaxy's worst nightmare.